Beast computers shadow government. Imagine being a programmed multiple, and your handler doesn't have to even be near you to relay complicated codes and instructions. He can use your implant. But again, how serious is electronic mind control? Let me relate to you about a guided tour that a civilian friend of mine took through a NWO's major Beast computer center in Alaska back in the 1970s. The engineer, who was in charge of building and getting the center operational, gave him a tour of the site's capabilities. At that point, the NWO had built a massive computer center in Alaska, one in South Africa, believed to be located at the U.S. Embassy in Johannesburg, and one in Pine Gap, Australia. These three sites were very specific, because they formed a triangle on the globe, and couldn't be located anywhere else, due to the naturally occurring lines of force of the planet. These Beast computer centers consist of aisles and aisles of big state-of-the-art computers. They each have several dozen people to run them. Even in the 70s, an operator could speak into the computer and it would answer. For instance, if you asked the computer about anyone on the planet, it could usually pull up all kinds of information about that person. If you asked the computer how could you get that person to kill someone, or how can I isolate this person, the computer would spill out a plan almost instantly, telling you all the people around that subject who could be manipulated and in what fashion those people need to be manipulated to cause the end result. This is the end result of years of black psychiatry which means applying psychiatric techniques to manipulate people and nations. These computers electronically connect to some of those people who are electronically controlled, so that the controllers can actually control the world from a computer. These computers also store vast amounts of personal information about people's thought processes and thinking. It is possible that electronic surveillance is being done to read the thoughts of people and that the computers are actually able to store this information in some usable fashion. Because this is so secret, they can't give any hints of their vast ability to monitor thoughts, as well as organize and store those thoughts. This sounds like science fiction, but from people who invent and work at state-of-the-art technology, this is actually said to be old technology. They are limited in how they use this technology because they want it to remain secret. 6. Science number 6. The use of electronics and electricity. This author's friend, who toured the Alaskan Computer Center, was shown how war could be created between any two nations. The operator merely asked the computer what it knew about a certain country and then asked it how could a war be created with a neighboring country. This is the end result of countless studies such as the U.S. military reference book Basic Psychological Operations Study BPs, which outlines country by country, specifying where each country is vulnerable for PSYOP operations psychological warfare. This kind of thing has a long history. For instance, in WWII, the Office of War Information and the Zero SS cooperated in psychological warfare projects. What this author's friend saw was a network of Cray-type computers, perhaps similar to the NASA's system of Cray computers that these systems developed. Such a system can store 5 trillion pages of text and work with that database with lightning speed. The reason this author's friend was allowed to see this technology was that he happened to be at the right place at the right time, and the engineer-operator of the Beast computer said that this system was obsolete. Which is true. Today's 9 Beast computers are much better at speech than the computers at these 3 control sites were in '73. The Beast computers can, according to another eyewitness who used it, hear human voices and determine what language is being spoken and then can listen and answer in that language. These computers link directly to thousands of mind-controlled slaves and can via various methods almost instantly control the behavior of numerous people. This, along with good old-fashioned phone calls, allows the elite to manipulate events very fast. 6. Science number 6. The use of electronics and electricity. Every person in the world has been assigned an 18-digit tracking number, which consists of 3 groups of 6 numbers. The first 3 numbers assigned in the Beast computer to everyone are 666. The next is one's national code. The US national code is 110. Then the next 3 numbers are your telephone area code, and then finally your 9-digit social security number. The code then is 666 plus nation code plus area code plus social security number equals Beast ID number for an individual. According to Dwight Penman's book The World's Last Dictator, Second Education, Woodburn, O.R., Solid Rock Books, page 256. Visa has already begun issuing Visa cards using the Beast 18-digit number. When an American makes a bank transaction on an auto teller within a matter of seconds, the Beast has been informed of the activity. These computers use Unix. The Illuminati Formula 11. Internal controls. There are 4 types of brain waves: alpha, beta, delta, and theta. The 4 basic models of monarch slaves have the same names as these 4 types of brain waves. High-level Illuminati models may have programming that includes all of these types. According to 1x left parenthesis question mark right parenthesis hyphen government source, the CIA has been labeling their harmonic-created total mind-controlled slaves by the following: Bravo 2 series models are men programmed to run the beast computers. Delta series are models for espionage and assassination. Juliet series are sexual mind-controlled slaves. Kilo 5 series is military espionage. Michael 1 series slaves are CIA agents under total mind control. Operation Green Star was the mind control project to create UFO abduction scenarios. Much of the high-level programming in the 1980s and 1990s is no longer done with human programmers, but is done via programmed machines using drugs, electricity and harmonics. The Illuminati Formula 6. The use of electricity and electronics,